Alright, this is a demo video to show how to install a new style gas cap on 09 through 11 RSV4, 04, 09 RSVR, and 06 through 10 Tuono. This is the carbon fiber variant of the Accossato gas cap. I'm just going to show real quick how to install it onto the tank. I'm going to start off with the tank, strip down to this point. You'll have to remove your standard gas cap and the fasteners. We're going to reuse a few fasteners, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this together right now. Fortunately, Accossato includes this little card that shows how to disassemble the original fuel cap because you're going to need this base plate. You'll see that in just a second. So first thing, there's the base gasket. You'll be removing this from that black base plate that I just showed you. You'll note to install that in this orientation here so both of the brass feeder holes are exposed. One here, one here. You can see them there and there. So that goes like this. Then you have the gas cap assembly itself. I've done a little bit of pre-installation here, but you'll see that there are 5 bolts that hold the decorative carbon fiber cover to the familiar base plate that I showed in that piece of paper a few minutes ago. You'll note that there are these pre-sunk holes in the bottom of the base plate that allow you to put in these 5mm nuts. I've left one out so you can see what it looks like and how it's installed. This is the taper style nut. I think they call this, countersunk bolt here, and then this is the nut with nylock. So we'll flip it over, pop in the nut, hold that while we install the screw. Now here's where the installation has its one challenging moment. To install this, let's grab the gasket here. You'll see there's actually a cut line here. There's also a mating cut line right there in the gasket, so you want to line all that up and close it down real nice and secure. Okay. And one more thing. This is the gasket that goes around the outside of the fuel pump ring. You'll notice there's these tiny little recesses here. These actually align with all the bolt holes. There will be 5. 1, 2. You'll watch me just wrap this around here. 3, 4, 5. We'll just tuck that in, and it actually does fit in between the gap of the base plate and the cap itself. So we're pretty much all pre-installed at this point. So what has to happen next, this is the challenging part I was referring to earlier, is you set the gas cap on the bike, but unfortunately you haven't actually tied it into anything yet because these 4 screws that you removed from the standard cap haven't been reused. So how do you access them? Well, they have to go in through that black base plate, and to do that we have to remove the fuel cap. Here's how that's done. This is a little tricky, but what you'll want to do is remove all of these bolts while holding the gas cap assembly at least a little secure. The nuts fortunately do remain captured. When you loosen these, so as long as you don't lift up the entire gas cap assembly when you remove, they'll stay in position and allow you to screw in the fastening bolts that actually hold the whole cap to the assembly. So what I'm going to do now is just loosen every one of these. Now it may help to remove the actual gas cap itself. So push and quarter turn assembly, and you'll see the base plate in there. That's that black piece that has the kind of funnel looking bit to it. So we'll go ahead and try to just gently lift this up. Remember, if you lift up the base plate with it, you're wrong, because then the nuts are going to try to walk away. You don't want that to happen. So you can see the base plate is now exposed. We're going to put some pressure on it to keep all those nuts that are underneath in place. And drop in these bolts. These are the same bolts that you took out of the stock tank, and we're just going to tighten them down. Obviously, you'll want to be taking care to not drop anything in the fuel filler cap, or you're going to have to remove the entire tank, drop off the base plate. For this demo, I'm just going to do these just finger tight. You won't do much more than just finger tight because it really is just sealing gasket. And I was hoping to do this in under 5 minutes, but I can see my clock is actually saying I'm well beyond that now, so I'm going to try to hurry up. Now, at this point we've got 2 bolts in, and you can see that the nuts really don't have anywhere to go at this point. They're all pretty well captured. So let's just pop in the last 2 as fast as possible, because I don't want this to be the most boring tutorial video ever, although I'm pretty sure I'm in the running. And last one going in. And we're done. Now, the last step is you just take this cap with the 5 countersunk screws inside of it. Simply lay it over top. Remember this O-ring gasket here along the outside lip. Make sure that stays somewhat correctly oriented. And just lay this on and tighten down the countersunk screws. They'll grab the nuts. The nuts really haven't moved in any appreciable amount. Maybe for the purpose of this video, I'll only tighten a couple of them just so that way we're not here until we're all in our 60s. Okay, we can put the cap back on. We're good to go. Well, that's it. Thank you. Oh, and this video compliments of AF1 Racing.